In manufacturing today, there's a reality that pretty much every leader is facing. And it all boils down to one simple question, one we hear from leaders like you all the time. And here's the thing, it's not like you don't have enough data. Your plant is generating tons of it.
It's coming right off the shop floor from your operational tech.
You've got it inside your manufacturing, execution, and quality systems too. And of course, it's all across maintenance, energy, and all those other systems. So the challenge isn't collecting it. The real trick is making it all talk to each other. This is exactly why we built ITANTA. Our entire focus is turning that mess into clarity. We call our solution Prompt to Insights, or PTI. So how does it actually work? It's simple. You just ask a question in plain English, and PTI finds the answer for you. And let's be clear, this is not another dashboard you have to build or some generic chatbot. What's really important is that it's built to give answers to everyone on your team. So each person gets the specific insight they need, all from one single source of truth. And because this is for the enterprise, we baked security in right from day one. Your production data is yours. It never leaves your environment. It's totally secure and private. So come on and see it for yourself. We're right here at the conference. Or, hey, you can always learn more by visiting our website. Seriously, let's connect. We'd love to show you how you can bring confident decisions to your operations.
Okay, thank you so much for coming to the presentation. I'm Prasad. I'm the CEO of ITANTA Analytics. With me, my colleague Harshad. He's the CTO. We co-founded the company together. This is our second year coming to ProveIt, which is amazing. Last year, we were a bronze sponsor, and it was like our first foray in the American market to understand how it works. And we got amazing feedback for the product that we built. And of course, we collaborated with Walker. That was the time he met us. I think ours was the last booth he visited, somehow. We got him. So from there, we collaborated very well. And so we wanted to show you the new technology that we are presenting, but I just want to give you a glimpse of what we did last year, probably, just to show. I mean, some of you might know us from last year, basically. We presented something like this. So this is our standard offering, very easy to use dashboarding tool, reporting tool for analytics. You can connect to almost any automation system on the market, get the data, contextualize it, calculate it. We have a pretty cool feature where you can calculate it, and then you can create these kind of dashboards without writing any code. So it's a pretty cool product that we have built. But during our interaction with Walker and other people from the community, we started realizing that artificial intelligence is coming, and we have to leverage it. And we were in a very good position to leverage it because we have a lot of experience of building dashboards and reporting solutions, right? So with that being said, just a quick brief about what we do. We founded in 2019. We started as an industrial reporting and a dashboarding company, which is the main core product that we sell today in the market. So we bring a lot of expertise of how to analyze your data, look at your data, collect your data, report your data, right? So we have a lot of expertise on that. So we built on that. We started with a 2-people company, now to a 45-people company. We have our development center in India, where Harshad is based out of. 3 years ago, I moved to Germany, and we started an office in Germany, in Düsseldorf. Last year, we registered an office in the US. So this is like, as I said, last year was our first year of foray into the American market, and we are still learning how things are happening, right? We are pretty strong in the Asian market. We have a lot of deployments in critical manufacturing sectors. It's a horizontal platform that we have built, but we come with a lot of domain expertise in life sciences, food and beverage, automotive, utilities. Areas typically where data is of big value, a lot of value to data is there, compliance is heavy. So that is really our expertise, I would say. The new technology that we are building is like the presentation, the video showed earlier, prompts to insights. It's typically where you just, we have tried to reduce the learning curve for getting from data to decisions, right? So we used to say ourselves a no-code platform. And when we had our sessions with Walker said, no code is not the right way. We have to say it's a data to decision platform. And that really hit home. And we started thinking, okay, so we have to create a platform which is like from data to decisions instantly. And that's where we are today. We are going to demonstrate a technology where you will be, people can use the power of generative AI confidently for manufacturing use cases without being worried about hallucinations and stuff like that, right? It's a very modular platform, but highly scalable. That's where we want to build an enterprise platform not stitched up. You don't have to use multiple tools to do stuff, so it's going to be pretty easy, cool. There's some pedigree information about our company. So the philosophy is that you can go from raw data to insights in a few hours, sorry, right? So this is what we're going to do. As I said, today the problem is that you have to get the data is there, it's in silos. To get the data from multiple systems, it takes a lot of time. A lot of engineering hours go, you have to use multiple products, and still somehow people don't get answers. I mean, you can see a lot of dashboards, which they can use our platform, but from dashboard to decision making takes a lot of time. And what we have, so this problem is, so we are solving this through prompts to insight, where we are going to present today. We have chosen virtual factory, enterprise factory B, which is a food and beverage multi-site environment, and enterprise C, which is a pharmaceutical biotechnology company. And we are trying to get data from the systems there and trying to create dashboards and reports and analyze the data, right? So this is the enterprise B. What we are able to do in the enterprise B is that it's a multi-site food and beverage environment. Typically, what we can do today is that collect data, and we can do multi-site production analysis. So right from work order, how the work order performed, how was the filling performing, that sort of stuff. Then you can do complete material traceability, right from the work order to the packaging section, absolutely no problem. Line performance and downtime comparison, we have got a lot of data from these things. And cross-plant work order comparison. Since it's a multi-site environment, you cannot compare actually work order from plant A with work order of plant B if the same SKU is being produced there, right? So this is what we have done. On the biotechnology side, which is enterprise C, it's a different kind of challenge. Everything is batch. So we could get data in batch. It was going through multiple equipments, chromatographs, single-use mixers and stuff like that. So we were able to get data from these mixers over the batch data, and we were able to compare, again, batch per comparisons, alarm analysis, pattern detection of process variables, stuff like that, out of trend or detection. So this is all we can do with just prompts, right? So these are the two environments that we are we have chosen. They are live in our booth, right? So our solution today, from the market perspective, we offer our standard dashboarding or reporting solution, which is like this, the one I showed at the start of the presentation. And the second one, which we are demonstrating, is like we used to say, art of the possible, where we are able to show how generative AI can be used.
And so on the left, that product runs on your workstation.
Yeah.
The product on the right runs in the cloud.
Yeah.
And they connect the data the same way.
Correct, right, absolutely. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. Essentially what it does, the prompt to insights, is you can connect quality systems, production systems, downtime, maintenance systems, process performance system, or the SCADA systems basically, collect all that and create answers. So it does a very good job of giving you analysis on the ad hoc analysis of your data, but it can also do a lot of correlation between systems, which is like a very complicated thing to solve if you have enterprise level applications, and patterns are not so easy to determine, or correlations of process variables, it's not very easy to find. So it can do that, it can do beautiful graphs and dashboards without any problem, and help you in diagnostics, right? So this is essentially what we are going to do. I will switch to Harshad now, who will explain the architecture, high level.
Okay, so essentially the crux of the architecture is we don't send the data to the LLMs, right? We just send the context, right? And I also show it in the demo. The biggest takeaway of the architecture is the context of the plant that we take out, as we called it as a schema insight for what you are monitoring, right? So our model, as you see on the left-hand side, there are sensors which we connect to. For ProveIt, we are connecting to the ProveIt infrastructure. You can input data through CSVs, Excels. We can also get data from unstructured formats like SOPs, which will help the algorithm to give you suggestions in the future for what could be done in case an alert comes. So depending upon the SOPs, as well as the standard operating procedures in the world for a particular same category plant. We maintain our vector storage, right, which will help the algorithm to understand SOPs, to give you answers, send the context that we generate to the LLMs. We have a multi-array LLM system, which when it writes code, we have Claude, we have Gemini, and we have ChatGPT comparing each other's code One acts as a generator, one acts as a reviewer, one acts as a verifier, so that we don't hallucinate. So that it keeps on learning on its own, right? So it gets information, it learns, it stores it with it, so that the next time you ask information, it uses the information previously generated through different LLMs to give you the correct answers.
Yeah, are you doing that? So by the way, that's a brilliant architecture. But are you doing that by maintaining a single chat context window?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
You're actually
So
you're using it as a resource.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Learning is
exactly.
a resource.
Exactly. So it's not a single chat window. So it is across all the questions that you have asked. We maintain it in our database on the cloud.
So the chat window is a session
Exactly.
while you're interacting.
Exactly.
Okay, got
so
it.
So the learnings out of the chat session comes as an extract, which is stored in our database, which is used for all your next chats.
And by the way, I don't know how it actually works. I am asking these questions for real. I've only seen the demo, so.
Yeah, so again, the orchestration and context logic, whatever the schema that we get, right? We don't send the data to the LLMs. It is completely blind with the data, because data is important and we don't trust the LLMs to send the data for their training.
So you're formatting a specific context to pass.
Correct.
And your
Correct.
secret
So
sauce is the way you're formatting.
Exactly. And we generate it with the LLM. And the most important thing that we have observed is that this context, right, might be generated by the LLM, might have some issues specific to your plan. So we give an interface for the subject matter expert to modify that context. And we save that. So that for a particular plant, if you have a context which the language model has diverged a little bit, you can change it and you can save it, so that that context is going to be applied for your data, right? Which is going to help get most of the answers or all the answers in the perfect way that you expect to, right? So this is in short the architecture. The next is, okay, so I'm just for the sake of time, I'm going to play a 7-minute video. After that, I'm actually going to ask it to the live platform. So it is live. This is just to make sure that from, say, connecting to the ProveIt infrastructure to creating a dashboard, right? The entire flow, we have just done it. So I'll just play it.
And right now, we're looking at prompt to insights. We're looking at the cloud solution.
Yeah. So what I'm doing over there is I'm just giving a prompt, like I want to add a MQTT data source. So it understands, it gives you the one which you have to put, right? So we can give whatever the name. This is the ProveIt infrastructure.
So the structure in here is the same as the desktop application.
Yeah.
Data source, transform, visualize, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
We're going to watch the whole workflow?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. So it's creating the MQTT connector.
Correct.
Right.
This is the MQTT connection. So the biggest advantage that we have got, right, while building this solution is we already had a no-code platform running in the background, which we can leverage for the AI to utilize and get it in the format that we wanted, right? So this is the tags. This is the same tag browser in the previous version.
So the connector is now made, and now you're bringing in
Correct.
all the topics as
Correct.
tags
Correct.
into the
So
transform layer.
Yeah. So this is coming over there. Right, you can select the tags from, right? So this is the same interface. You can change the types, whatever you want. That we have kept it the same. So we'll keep on improving this. So essentially this will all be given to by the LLM, and you'll just have to say yes or no. But for this interface, we are having this one wherein you can select them, change the properties.
And this is Enterprise C. We're pulling everything in.
This is from Enterprise C. For the demo, we have Enterprise C, but on the booth, we have both Enterprise B and C. So we have added a single-use mixer. We'll add all. So we'll just move it. Right. So you can add the tags, change the types, whatever the types you are. You can also see the sample values. What are the values that are coming in the tags, just to be sure.
So the agent is doing 80% of the work. The user is doing the last mile. Yeah.
And essentially, we wanted to lower the time of training or understanding of the product. This is all prompt-based, so you can talk with it. If you're going wrong, you can reason with it.
How many tags is in the Enterprise C?
200?
100?
200.
200.
Yeah.
We have selected 125.
Yeah, we have selected. So we do save this. Right, so this is now based on these tags. So I'm saying that generate insights. Now this is the context layer that the LLM has figured out based on the data that we have added.
And that generate schema insights, that's not an MCP instruction. You're just saying generate schema insights and
I'll just quickly. I'll just pause it. I'll just show it. So this is generating the insights. Now, if you see what insights it has done, it is explaining what it thinks about the plant, that it is a biopharmaceutical manufacturing execution system and SCADA integration capturing all these stages. Right? So it has figured out that there is an upstream processing, there's a bioreactor, there is filtration, there is downstream processing, there is mixing. So all this, it has figured out based on the schema that it has. If you go down, if you see, so it has figured out what are the values. There is pH value, there is UV absorbance. Then what is the mathematical model out of it? So what is the filtration flux? What is the source? What are the temperature measurements? What are the parameters? So, and you can edit them. Right. So what are the operational?
And you didn't simulate anything. This is you're pulling it straight from our factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did.
All right. Good.
Yeah. And what we just did was that because we don't understand life sciences domain, I mean, we understand the digital transformation side of the business, but not really the domain. So we have a partner in Germany. We sat with them. They are biochemists and they are biotechnologists and scientists. And we sat with them and we said, what makes sense to build on this data? That's the help we took. So we just, the subject matter expert has actually validated our domain data, basically.
Right. So you can add.
So you said exit configuration was what you told the agent to do.
Exactly. So that is the configuration is done. Then we go to the analyze one to analyze the data for, say, a single-use mixer.
So this is a new chat session we just opened.
Correct. This is the analyze section. Now the data has already started logging.
Okay.
So this is, you can ask him that show me the data for what is the batch ID running in TFF, say this question on any on a particular day, right? Is the current unit having a flush or chase phase on 6th of February? So it has gone to the data and it has said that it is in the flush phase. So I'm asking for getting a trend of a particular value over there, right? Now what I'm doing over here is, if I want to, say, put this component that it showed for a weight of a particular batch, I want to put it in a dashboard.
All right, so what you did, you're taking the trend that the agent returned from the anomaly you saw in the batch, and now you're saying, build the dashboard.
Right, so this trend that it has for weight of a particular batch, I just want to see it in my dashboard along with other components.
Right.
I'm just adding it to a dashboard, creating a new dashboard over there, and I'm giving the dashboard a name, putting the component name, and it directly goes into the dashboard, which is the visualize section on the top right.
Wow.
And everything, right? You can ask about anomalies, you can get this, pin to dashboards.
Yeah, I didn't see this part. Y'all didn't show me this part.
Yes.
I saw the finished product. I didn't see the workflow. Harshad, how accurate is this? Like, how often is the agent getting it wrong?
So we have seldom seen it, right? So typically, I'll tell you, the most complicated case is Enterprise B, right?
Okay.
The reason
multi-site,
and
because you can easily create a hallucination.
So this it doesn't have, and Enterprise B also. Why is it complicated, right? Because you get the work order from the MES, and it goes to, say, liquid processing, then it goes to filtration, and if you see, from liquid processing, kg comes to bottles.
Right.
So these complications, it's hard. You need some prompts. Now, if you see over here, what we have done.
All right, so real quick, does it automatically, the agent goes, the first template goes into 0, 0, the second template goes?
Yeah, so this is a grid.
Yeah.
You can adjust them. So I'm adjusting them.
Okay.
You can just adjust them. So this
and
again.
You're just going to move it around.
Exactly. You can move around. You can play around, resize, whatever it is. So I'm resizing it, right? So I'm resizing it. So it's completely customizable. So it's a grid, and you can change the colors. So this is the view mode. This is the edit mode. If you go to view mode, so it is like a dashboard over here. And now you can filter that. Again, the filtering is based on prompts. You can filter it, say, for the last 2 batches, right? So it will filter the entire dashboard for last 2 batches, which are there in the data. If you want to filter it based on time, any parameter, you can just type it, right? You don't need to know what the product is in order to use the product. That is the whole beauty of it, right? And now we have also seen that you can print this, right? You can print this dashboard to a PDF, which I'm showing over there. Right? The print quality is phenomenal. I've been working with prints in the previous product, but this quality is phenomenal. And you can also mail this component directly, right? You can email it as a component.
What are the total what are the total components that the agent can generate? Right now we see trends.
So there is no limit to it.
So any of the components that are in the platform, it can generate.
Right now it is trained for Sankeys and pyramids, but there is no limit.
So essentially what we have done, and this is where we are also investigating, is we have kept it to around 25-30 components. The reason is we have guardrailed it to only those components. The reason behind that is then it starts hallucinating. It is not able to generate the code accurately for all the components over there.
Got it. Okay.
So the mail came over here, and this is the print, right? So what I have is the same platform is there. So I'll just quickly show you
the live thing.
The live one. So this is the same one, enterprise C data, right? I can create a session over here.
This is a tenant based, so each customer has their own tenant.
Yeah.
In the cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in fact, we can also now restrict who sees what kind of data
Everything.
it has access to. Complete user management.
So the user management is going to be so flexible that who is allowed to integrate, who is allowed to analyze, who is allowed to visualize. In visualize, who is allowed to have filters based on roles. Everything is configurable over here. And again, you can write it, give the permissions to it. You don't need to understand what it is. So every configuration is going to be through prompts. So the entire application is going to be driven, or the platform is going to be driven through prompts. That is the whole philosophy, right? So I have a few questions over here on the same data. Now I'll say, show me the batches in, say, TFF section for last 2 months.
Will you eventually be able to save questions so that I can just select from a list of?
Yeah, so these are all the sessions, right?
Oh, okay, I can just go back.
Yeah, you can. I can show you that, right? So these are all the batches. It has gone over there, start time, end time for the last 2 months since we have got that. So I have just a few questions. So these are questions that requires analysis, right? So what is the stage in TFF where there is highest degree of variation in transmembrane pressure?
So this was given to us by one of the subject matter experts.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
We don't know what it means actually, honestly.
I also don't know that, but this is because it is calculating the standard deviations in it. Right? So it has said that the highest degree of variation for transmembrane pressure is chase. There is a chase stage that I've validated in the data.
That's correct.
And it is PSA.
That's right. It is chase.
Yeah, yeah. So this is that. Now you can say that I want to see a follow-up one by how the overlaying happens for last 5 batches. So what I understand from this question is for last 5 batches, how does these stages get correlated with each other, right? I want to see what are these correlations happening over there. Right, so it has given for this particular chase, for all these batches, what is the values of TMP?
That's
transmembrane
nice, man.
pressure, right? And if you start asking it, right, it is pretty insane. What we have observed is the kind of answers, the kind of analysis it gives you once you start knowing what you want to get out of the data. It is phenomenal. Yeah,
You're using Claude? Are you using Opus? What are you?
So that is what it is, right? So we use multi-models. So we use Gemini, Claude, Opus. And so
right. Who are you initially talking to?
Correct. So initially the code writing, right? The writing of the code. Yeah. Now it has got multiple stages.
Yeah.
One, it has to write the code. For that writing of the code, you need to understand what the question is. The understanding of the question is done best by Gemini. Okay. The writing of the code is best done by Opus, and the verification is best done by GPD.
So you're using OpenAI is doing validation
right.
on both Gemini
and we are benchmarking that internal algorithm, which is benchmarking what is the performance, and we can switch those around automatically based on domain. We have seen, I think the more people use it, we'll have better understanding of who does what best, basically.
That's fucking brilliant, man.
But that is going to be an automatic process. People don't have to worry about what models they're using there. It's going to be automatic. And I think one of the things about ProveIt, what has been amazing for us is that we got a lot of feedback on the product, right? So it's a development phase. So one of the
what's the number one piece of feedback you've gotten?
The number of feedback we've got is that people need it on-prem.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
They want it on-prem.
So what we are doing, that's already in process in the next couple of months. So the entire thing, right, today uses the baseline models, which are standard available, but you will have an entire solution on-prem. So this laptop will have a model which is running without internet, and it will still give you the same answers.
And by the way, everybody's, more and more manufacturers are coming. So they went on the outside of the firewall 24 months ago, and now everybody's coming back on this side of the firewall. If you go look at Eucodyne's booth, the whole reason Eucodyne's doing that cavitation use case on the edge is because their customer doesn't want to go on the other side of the firewall with the data anymore.
And we knew this was our thesis before we came to ProveIt, but the kind of interactions we have had, we just validated this. So, we think this is going to be the future. People will have a solution which will, we will have to give the solution which will use the commercially available language models, but definitely there is a market for having a product which is SLM based, for sure.
Okay. So, yeah. So visualize. So I've already shown, but I'll quickly show over here.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right. So these are some of the
wrong screen.
The screen.
Oh, sorry.
What'd you do? There you go, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
So these are the dashboards that we built actually.
Yeah.
For the application.
So this is the enterprise C. All right.
Yeah. This is what we built.
So you can create all the dashboards that you want. We have just created it, say, a top level for batches in all the different sections. That is mixer, bioreactor, what are the durations, what is the time. Then individual trends for all the values that we felt that needs to be monitored. And all these are created based on just prompts. If you want to change the color of the trend, whatever.
This is what Power BI should have been.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Good.
Yeah.
So basically, we can also, one of the cool things that we have got, you can just write a prompt that, okay, I want the color to change from green to red. When the temperature goes above this, it will automatically do that. You don't have to worry about configurations and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you can do the all sorts of stuff. Okay.
Cool.
So we'll go to the next.
Deployment.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, right, the future for this deployment model is also that you can do a POC on the website, right? And what we'll give you is you can take that backup and install it on-prem, right? So you can create an entire application on cloud with sample data, take a backup of it, take it to your on-prem solution, install it over there. It's going to be a containerized, completely version.
So the project format for prompt to insights generates the project file for the local application.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes. It is. This is going to be. This is how it's going to be deployed. So you can have a local the on-prem ITANTA instance. You can generate a backup of a project over here on cloud. Take it. Just there's going to be an option. Deploy it. Just run it. These containers over there, and everything will start working fine with the live data which is going to come on the on-prem. Right? So this is going to be, your validation is going to be like in minutes or hours on cloud to make sure that everything is working with prompts. You can take it as a backup, install it on-prem, and it is watertight. You don't need to go to the internet again.
And Prompt Insights is still beta, right?
Beta.
Yeah.
Still in beta.
One of the aims for us to come to ProveIt is we need to find people who are ready to do POCs with us.
Exactly.
Proof of concepts. So that we can learn. So like you said, Walker, yesterday, we are here to solve problems. So we need to understand what the problems are. We think this can solve a lot of problems because the beauty is that it understands human language. And that's an amazing thing, right? So if we understand human language, give it context, and we can solve a lot of complicated problems, right? So once we are able to do some proof of concept with customers, with potential partners, we will be able to understand how the product roadmap should look like, maybe.
And so you can generate a project. Yes. So your lowest license is $750, right?
No, not for this.
No. For your on-prem.
Correct.
On-prem is $750.
Yes.
So you can have a ITANTA Analytics for $750 on one machine. You can build the project file using PTI for a $750 license.
Exactly.
On your local machine.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So for this solution, the next slide. So how much is it going to cost?
Yeah. So this is the total time. And if you want to do everything on cloud, for example, this is going to be the enterprise license. People are ready to work with large language models. They're okay with giving their APIs. So this is what it costs for multi-site environment, and this is what it costs for single environment. The $5,300 is just a number we threw off. We thought there must be some engineering cost. Somebody will have to spend some time.
How much are you spending in compute when you're generating, like how many tokens are you consuming? Is it a lot?
No.
Not really.
Not
really.
Not
really.
Right. The lot is not there because of the context that we have and that we store in it.
Okay.
So we do internal caching, right?
Okay.
So we don't need to generate every time. It doesn't have to generate that. And there's also a feedback mechanism, right? On a component, if an answer is correct or wrong, you can suggest, right? That keeps improving it. That is why the tokens are not going to be a hell lot.
And that license, the single site is $10,000 a year?
Yeah.
$10,000 a year.
Correct.
Multi-site, $25,000 a year.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was 1 week of one man week?
Yeah.
To do everything.
Yeah.
1 week, more or less.
More or less.
I mean, it took more time for validation by the SME because we had to get their time and they had to validate if this really makes sense. So yeah.
So otherwise, to start and end the project, it takes 25 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, you guys go ahead and ask your questions. I got a bunch of questions, so
okay, cool.
I can fucking keep going the whole time. Is the 7-minute video on the website? If not, where can you get it?
It's not on the website, but we'll give it to. I mean, I know we'll just upload it tonight, maybe. Yeah, you leave.
Yeah.
Where pharma manufacturers were not allowed internet, how can we deploy your system? Well, the on-prem you can is an executable you install on your laptop.
Correct.
But the PTI you're working on the on-prem.
Yeah, we showed the deployment model. It's going to be like that. You can generate. So the PTI complete on-prem model will come in a couple of months, wherein it will have a small language model, so you don't require an internet connection, and you can do everything on-prem. So that'll be there.
So how do you manage data which changes after the fact and propagate those changes? So if you don't need to rebuild the report, ITANTA Analytics is going to give you the updated data.
And typically, are we talking about the case of an HDA kind of a thing where we get changes in history which we need to take updates on, right? So if we'll be supporting OPC UA HDA, which any changes in the history, we'll be able to get it. And the dashboard itself works on data, right? And it is going to have a real-time refresh kind of thing, right? So if the data updates, we'll generate it. So the beauty, right, the architectural beauty of this platform, unlike the previous version, is it will write code for your application. In the previous one, we have a library of components, right, which you can drag and drop and do that. This is all going to be done for you for that particular project. You change it, it does it.
So how will an engineer decide? So basically, we use prompt to insights to decide which dashboards to build based on the data we have available.
Absolutely.
Right?
Correct.
Then we build the application.
Absolutely.
We restore that application on our local machine.
Yes.
We have access to our real-time and historical data.
Correct.
And the dashboard update.
Correct. Correct.
But how will you communicate to engineers how often they need to revisit their data to decide whether or not they need to revisit rebuilding their dashboards based on what insights they can gain, right?
Okay.
It's 2 steps.
So
It's using the data to decide which dashboards we should build, and then it's building the dashboard from the data. How often do we revisit?
So typically how the solution would be, right? You do, as you mentioned, right? In PTI, you do the project, you get it on site, you start using it, you want to change it, right? So there's a multi-way communication which might happen. If you are able to give access to the internet, you can sync this backup to the on-site backup. You'll get all the dashboards there. You can just change it, push it back. Okay. So there'll be a multi kind of thing if it is allowed. If it is not allowed, then you can go take this backup, again, load it into PTI, change it, get it back. It depends upon how you want to edit or modify it. Else, you can, in the on-prem model, you can do the changes there itself. So you don't need to go to PTI again.
Does the system take engineering diagrams for internal industrial data? So last year, one of the things they showed off was being able to build a report from a handwritten instruction. They took a photo of a handwritten instruction, and their agent built the report from just something you hand wrote. But right now, are you consuming diagrams?
I mean, we did not get a use case yet.
Correct.
That's the reason, right? I mean, once people start using it, if the use case comes, definitely. Our strength is analytics. That is our strength, and that is the end goal of the customer, right? But anything that needs to be done to get better analytics, we'll do it.
All right, the question this Docker question, I've been asking them a million times.
So
plans for Docker.
Yeah, so this is natively Dockerized. So this is the Docker version.
PTI
is always going to be Docker.
Okay.
So the previous version, we are going to launch the Docker, so it's under testing, so it's going to be launched in the next couple of months.
Okay. Any mechanism to deal with errors in historical data? So for example, the operator enters a serial number wrong, and then they change it 30 minutes later.
So you can there's a manual data input, right? So you can go and change the data, and everything is logged. There's an audit trail for every change in the data that you do in the platform.
There was a question in here that said, how do you get the trend from the chat into the window, into the dashboard? That was a good question. There was it was basically, how did you get the object from the chat into the dashboard? How are you doing that? Because, I mean, all you're doing is how are you actually...
So this is a session, right?
Yeah.
So this is a session. You see the visualization over there. When you say add to dashboard, right? So the dashboarding mechanism we already have in ITANTA. Right? So in the on-prem solution, right? So we have integrated that over here, and we're just creating a dashboard object over there, which is going to be associated with this part of code now.
Is there a one-to-one relationship between session and dashboard? So for example, if I open a session and I say add to dashboard, does it create a new dashboard or can I select an existing one?
Select an existing.
Okay, good. All right. Once I generate an insight, how can I share this with other platforms? Does it write back to MQTT or an API?
Yeah, so we can write. So it's not there in this solution, but we can write to an MQTT broker.
I mean, it's in the roadmap, yes.
It's sure.
You don't have to go to visualize from Insight. You can go from
directly.
Connect
Yeah.
Okay.
Connect.
Connect to Snowflake.
Yeah. So I have it. You can come to the booth. So we have written a connector to Snowflake directly, and they have their MCP server. So we connect to their MCP server. So we don't even have to get the data from Snowflake to our database. So we can use their MCP server to just analyze and visualize.
Okay. What historical data volume do you typically require before predictive models become reliable?
So typically what we have observed is at least 6 months of good quality data is required for the models to take into, give results which help are going to be of any help.
So 6 months.
Yeah.
How does someone download or obtain the software? Is it available to install without contacting someone?
That's
Hey,
coming.
by the way, I did not write that question. It wasn't me who wrote it. Kudos to you, whoever wrote it. But by the way, we've been working with them for a year. They actually flew over from India, or from Germany and from India, visited us in our office. We went through a whole thing about, hey guys, like the way that you need to land and expand, they're all on board 100%. And they've actually made it possible to download the software without ever having to talk to anyone. And,
Yes.
But do you want to go ahead and answer? How does someone get a hold of the software?
For the PTI, it's work in progress because it's
PTI is in the cloud. You got to sign up at ITANTA.ai.
Yeah.
But
for the standard product that we've got, we can go to 4.0.
yeah,
basically.
you're going to go to 40solutions.com starting tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
And you'll be able to get the software.
Exactly.
All right. What are the expected required system specs for the local model solution? It runs pretty lightweight.
Yeah, 16 GB RAM, a standard 2-core system, and a 512 gig SSD.
Here's a good one. How can I provide access to multiple managers across? So you need to listen to this question, Praful. How can I provide access to multiple managers across several plants? And is it necessary to purchase a separate license for each user?
So, Prasad, do you want to answer?
So, multiple managers.
I want to provide
licensing.
access to multiple managers across many sites.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it necessary to purchase a separate license for each user?
Not really. No. If you have a centralized solution, then you can have, we have a user management. So basically we give 5 users like free of charge on the product. Yep. And if you exceed that, then you can just add the users. That's it.
So per license, it starts at 5 users.
Yeah.
Can it suggest the KPIs to display on the dashboard based on the data? That's
good
exactly
question,
what
right?
it does, actually.
Good question, right? So the future of this product is going to be that once you connect to the data, it is going to suggest you, based on its knowledge, what you should see on it, right? And it is going to give you options on the entire dashboard, what you should see based on the data that you have and the domain you are connecting it to, right? So that is going to come. That is definitely in the roadmap.
When the full PTI solution is available for on-prem runtime, will it be available as a Docker image?
It's always going to be Docker. It's a Docker first strategy. For PTI, it's a Docker first.
PTI is Docker first.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how you're pulling off the multi-tenant.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is an easy one. Why not Databricks over ITANTA?
I mean, you can build a solution like this with multiple products, right? But the point is that you will have to stitch multiple technologies together and build a solution. What we are offering is a complete enterprise-grade platform which can do entire prompt-based solution right from data integration to distribution and analysis, right? So yes, you can use Databricks and their technologies on top of that, but you will have a lot of engineering hours, data scientists, subject matter experts. You don't need all that for our product.
I'll say this. There are a lot of companies want to work with me. A lot of companies call me and want me to promote their products and everything. These guys do not pay me to promote their products. We have a meeting with them every single Thursday. They are the only company I have a meeting with every single week. I have a meeting with them every Thursday at 9 o'clock. We review their product. Why is it I believe in ITANTA? It's, at the end of the day, digital transformation is about unlocking the potential of people, right? This is the whole thing I talked about yesterday. And I am a firm believer that the way that organizations transform is through individuals solving their own problems under a digital strategy in service of a business's problems. ITANTA Analytics democratizes analytics. It basically they've created the tool. I could train somebody how to use this product in 15 minutes. It only takes me 15 minutes to show someone how to go from raw data events through transformation into dashboarding. And I've actually told them it is so simple to go connect, transform, visualize in their product. But the bigger thing is the dashboarding process is as easy as it gets. This is why Grafana hasn't really taken off, because building dashboards in Grafana is not easy. It really isn't easy. It's actually quite challenging. And ITANTA just doesn't get any easier.
That was a question, right? How are we different from Grafana?
Yes.
There was a question over there. So I think so.
And one of the things that I've just pointed, the transformation, so Grafana does data transformation in the way that you write a query. You have to basically transform the data in the select statement. But they're actually transforming the data in many other ways, including aggregation tools.
Absolutely. Yes.
Dashboard provide alerts?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can have alerts.
You can create an entire alarm management solution out of it. Absolutely no problem.
All right. I was going to ask this. So whoever asked this question, kudos. So Mitsubishi Electric has made a major investment in ITANTA.
Minor.
Well, it's not that minor, okay. But they don't tell you guys how to operate. But it is a significant investment. Yeah. How is the relationship with Mitsubishi Electric impacting the agnostic nature of your platform?
So when we took the investment with Mitsubishi, it was absolutely clear to them, and we made it absolutely clear that they are going to be a strategic partner for us, to give us market access. They have no say whatsoever on what we produce, who we work with. So we have partners everywhere. We work with Siemens, so we don't care.
And I have tested this. There are features I asked them to build that they did build in the platform, and they did it right away. And the only way they could have done it right away is if Mitsubishi Electric didn't have to approve it. And I specifically asked for a feature that Mitsubishi Electric was going to notice. So can math functions be embedded in the analytics?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely,
yes.
With AI, you can do all sorts of math.
You can do
right?
any statistical process control, anything. No problem.
You want to answer the
that,
architecture?
right? Okay. So essentially, we have our database, right?
You can't see the question. The question is, your architecture is confusing. Are you consuming from sources and then storing it in your own time series and vector DBs? Yeah. And is that where all the data is?
Exactly. So the process data goes into a time series database. So currently it is Mongo, but we are soon shifting to a historian database, Quest. The vector DBs is for the SOPs and all the unstructured data which the LLMs utilize to apply context for your questions and generating code, right? And to give you analysis answers, right? So that is the difference, right? So to answer it, the process data goes into our time series database, and the vector DBs is for the SOPs or unstructured information for the LLMs to utilize it.
By the way, we've had the most number of questions in any session in the session, 39. Last question, because we're out of time. What are all the data ingestion options that are available except for MQTT? Just highlight some of the key ones.
So OPC UA, CSV, Excel, Snowflake, SQL.
Yeah, these are in pipeline. We can build drivers. We have the ability to build drivers, so that's not going to be a problem for us.
Let's give these guys a hand. Great job, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you.